Oh, you know what you're going to do?
Number one, Christy.
I got a show tonight. Never mind.
Brothers and sisters, welcome to Penn Sunday.
Hey, whoa. Brothers, sisters, and siblings.
yes.
Go ahead, keep going.
Go right now.
Yeah, start doing it.
Brothers, sisters, siblings, welcome to Penn Sunday School. We are broadcasting from Show Creator Studio South. Michael Godot is on another planet. We are going to go over a card trick, what's been going on with Penn and friends, and whether or not Penn has resting bitch face. Here he is, preaching the love, Penn Jillette.
You're preaching the love. Now, you were going to do this before.
Well, you asked me if I was comfortable starting a magic trick with friends, and I am.
Go ahead.
I asked you if you had a deck.
I do.
Which I know you normally carry one with you.
I do.
So we'll close the doors as we go along with this.
Okay.
Some magicians are known for carrying cards in a specific order.
Mm-hmm.
I don't know that you've done that, but if you have done that, I've already seen the bottom card that gives me information that I might be able to exploit. So I need you to cut the cards
Okay.
in a way that I can't do that,
Okay.
and keep that bottom card away from me.
I will.
Give it a little shuffle.
Okay.
I haven't touched them yet, so I can't know the order of the cards at this
You
point.
can.
Go ahead and select one out of there. Don't look at it. Don't pick one that you might favor,
Okay.
because I have information there as well.
Okay.
And now you could look at it,
Okay.
put it back in the deck,
Okay.
and you have kept the angle away so that I cannot see.
That's correct. That's correct.
But I did see where it went, so another shuffle would be good.
Okay. And I'll throw a cut in too.
Yeah, and I think maybe you should give Matt a cut as well,
Okay. Okay.
because we know he doesn't know anything.
In general, yeah, I do not.
Okay.
So I believe I've closed all the doors here.
Yeah.
There's no way I could know either the card
Nope.
or the location of the card.
No, you could.
So pass the deck to Matt.
Okay.
Oh, geez.
And at this point, it should be impossible for me to find the card
Mhm.
or name the card.
Correct.
But I'm going to go ahead and do that. Matt, if you could just give me the cards one at a time.
Okay. Face up?
No, face down. I don't. There's no information. These are not marked
Okay.
cards.
Okay.
It didn't go off.
Oh, that
Would have been
was
perfect.
perfect. So perfect.
Oh.
He had the fucking ring all loaded up. It didn't work. So please, people, please, let me tell you, you got to get a fucking ring. You got to get a flasher. Buy 60 of them
Yeah.
because we got one to work, right?
One.
How many we had? We had like 5 or 6,
One out of six.
Six, I think.
Yeah.
something like that.
One out of six. Two, it fell apart on opening. Opening of the
Now
deck.
these are after they've got a little thing that said we open these up to make sure they work,
Yeah.
which is an incredible move on their part.
Which, if I'm a lazy worker, knowing this is the practice, I can just, the boss goes home. I can just crack them all open and staple that thing to them, no problem.
I also showed you Jay Marshall.
Yeah.
If you look up Trouble Wit
Oh, man.
Jay Marshall,
Yeah.
you'll see a YouTube video.
Dude, we better have a box of Kleenex with you.
I showed it to you. How'd you like it?
You'll both cry and laugh
How'd you like it?
to tears. It is a strange deal. And Jay Marshall is about 70% committed in his performance, which makes it really perfect.
Yeah.
It's really great.
Yeah. He's doing an act that he used to do 40 years earlier
It feels
and
like
was dated then.
he was dated then. It feels like, in fact, he very much the setup is all about, hey, these were 1900 jokes.
Yeah.
It very much feels like there's 30 people in the room. Only one of them knew he did a Troublewood routine and begged him to do it.
Like there's a pen
Yeah,
there.
exactly. And there's 29 other people going like, what is going on?
And there's a cat walking through.
It is a cat. Yeah.
It's part of a Jay Marshall educational thing to teach the trouble. Here's what I'm afraid of, man.
Yeah.
If somebody
Yes.
does not start doing the Trouble Wit,
Yeah.
that'll be lost to the ages. Someone has to pick up the Trouble Wit torch and carry it.
Yeah. Ready, Rich, I think, is my nominator. Shipography is something that I could see trying. Because at least it harkens to my improv background. You have to do a bunch of different characters.
So you think I could hit that 70% commission?
I do. I do.
Commitment.
I mean, yeah. My fear of doing shipography is as committing to it. That if I did it, I'll be doing it for you. Therefore, it can have no irony.
No
I can't be winkingly doing a shapography routine, which would be my easy out on it. So the next level of commitment, that's the harder part, is authentically attempting a shapography routine.
David Byrne, American Utopia, on Broadway.
Yeah.
No irony, just genius.
Yeah.
David Byrne is the one to do Trouble with.
Yes. Yeah.
Can you imagine David Byrne doing Trouble with?
I actually, watching it, I was thinking that like it'd be to get rid of the jokes. If I were to do Trouble with, I think you try to do a beautiful routine. Yeah. I think you try to think of something beautiful to say with those objects and try to do like a beautiful routine, I think.
Maybe all in haiku.
Yeah. Something real heavy.
Real heavy.
Yeah.
Trouble with.
So I can't laugh at this. Yeah. That would.
And let people laugh at you if they want to.
Yeah. But you're not.
Don't give them any in.
You're in the middle of making your Mona Lisa.
Don't help them. You went and saw Darren Brown in New York City?
I had a date to
with
Darren
my
Brown.
Wife, with my wife.
Yep.
And how was Darren Brown? I heard that the show was fabulous.
That surprises me because it seemed like she had some qualifications on that.
I didn't say from Emily.
Oh, okay. That's fair.
No, I'm talking.
That was a really sitcom reaction from you, Reddy.
That was all the. That was not a joke at all. That's just true. People have said it's a wonderful, wonderful show. Now, I've never seen Darren Brown live, and I've heard nothing but good. I think that's actually true. Nothing but good.
There were a lot of things I liked about the show. I should preface it by saying I went to have a bad time.
Why is that?
We get mail about Derren, trickle in, not a lot, but a little, all the time, asking about his ethics. And since this Broadway show, it's gone up a little bit. People have asked where he fits on your perspective of...
Well, did I tell you about Sam Harris talking about Darren Brown?
You told me, but not on the air.
Not on the air. I'm going to tell it this on the air. So I'm doing the Sam Harris. Have we played the Sam Harris interview yet?
Yes.
We have. We've done the Sam Harris.
Yeah.
Before that interview, I'm in the conference room over at Dustin's place, ready to do the interview. And Sam Harris comes in. I'm very excited. I'd never met him in person, and we we're going to do this interview. And Sam Harris says to me, "Have you heard of this guy, Darren Brown?" And I say yes. Before I say anything else, Sam Harris goes on this whole thing where he goes, what's interesting about Darren Brown is he's brought this thing to Magic where does this integrity. Like he will not let people leave believing something that's not true. He's very careful about that. It's a whole new way to do mentalism. You should look into it. He does magic. And that's when our first meeting, Sam Harris.
Yeah.
And he's going on and he is giving Darren Brown credit for everything Teller told Darren Brown. He's talking about Amazing Randy. He's talking about Houdini, Amazing Randy, and Teller. He's put them all together and he's credited it all to Darren Brown. And then is telling me that I will learn something about my ethics from Darren Brown.
Right.
I said, you mean Darren Brown told you the stuff that Teller took 15 years to beat into him? And he still didn't believe me. I mean, Sam Harris really thought, no, Darren Brown, all he cares about in magic is integrity. And Penn and Teller have to learn from him on this. Because Sam Harris did not know what we do.
Footing to get off the ground with Sam Harris.
Yeah, but it was fine. He just, Darren Brown was really leaning into that. And Darren Brown has changed tremendously because Darren Brown's original ethics were awful.
Yeah.
And then he's turned around, and I applaud all that. But this show, how would you...
And you could track that by watching the television specials year by year and seeing the disclaimer he puts at the front of it.
Yeah.
Changes a little bit from Teller's influence every year.
Yeah. And Teller, it really was Teller just hammering at him.
Yeah.
I mean, I'm sure there's other people involved too. And Andy Nyman writes with him, and Andy Nyman knows all this stuff, and I'm sure there's all this. But I've only met him a couple times, and I really like him. And I've heard that his methods are brilliant.
And he's a tremendous performer.
Yeah.
He's a tremendous entertainer.
And how were the ethics of the Broadway show?
So I was not appalled by any ethics, which I was expecting.
Good. That's very good.
So I liked all of it. Emily and I were both in the show, the first act, the first bit.
What did you do?
He
does the hand thing, right?
He took photos of the audience members coming in, and they build a deck of cards out of people who agree to be in those photos.
Polaroids?
It was a real camera.
They print them out.
And they print a deck out while people are seating, and they do a card trick that doesn't feel like a card trick.
Right.
Because it's a deck of everybody that's in the room.
Yeah, we want to do that.
And I was the punchline. I was the final selection.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
Really? It was a good trick?
It's a good trick.
Yeah.
He's done it on Fallon, so if you want to see what it is, you could watch his last appearance on Fallon. He does a version of it. It's with celebrities that have been on the show, but same thing.
Didn't Polaroid go out of business? How's it back? That's the magic trick.
Yeah.
If he brought back Polaroid.
No, there are instant cameras, though.
Yeah.
We often have Japanese people who they take a picture of us, then have us sign it before it's developed.
Oh, that's pretty cool.
But, I didn't understand this at the time, but I think Polaroid, most of their money was coming from, a lot of their money was coming from sex, right? Because that was a way you could take pictures without having it go through a developer.
Oh, right.
Maybe. I don't know. And the tricks were good because Darren Brown's smart.
The tricks were great. The one that I think you would be really happy with is the billet act. The whole second half is a billet act where people have put in questions during the intermission. And I believe there's some hot reading involved.
Oh, really?
As well
good.
As the traditional methodology for billet.
Oh, good. Really?
And there's a level of humor involved with that information that drives the whole audience up into a comedic frenzy.
I see.
That's, I believe, at about the same level as what you would have seen in a 20s or 30s spiritualism act.
Oh, that's nice.
With the energy being focused on other things, not dramatic, not comedic, but but that same level.
Yep.
And I've never seen in my life a billet act that was entertaining at any level.
Other than Penn and Teller's surveillance trick.
Have I seen surveillance?
That's the one where we do the green bottle at the end.
Password?
The passwords.
Oh, password. Okay.
That's a billet act.
Fair enough.
No, but
that's people don't throw in during an intermission the way that a spiritualism.
Right.
That's what I'm talking. Yeah.
And to your credit, the fact that you made surveillance such a powerful trick that no one thinks of it as a billet act, it's a testament to you. Like no one refers to Matt King's cloak of invisibility trick as cards across.
Yeah. But it is, as you know, it's the methodology.
Right.
Of that.
But I didn't say that methodology. I'm just talking about that style of performance.
Oh, yeah. That's a different thing. I kind of want to see that show. It didn't do very well on Broadway. But it is very well over in England.
I'm curious, because my problem with seeing billet type acts and that kind of mentalism is that I gained imagination ability before I understood magic from being around you and Teller. And there's always this wavering thing of giving, how much credit do you give the audience, right? And so at a certain point, no matter what you're doing, you want to give the audience credit that they know they're being entertained.
Right.
And yet I always find myself still pulling back on this compass of I don't think you should leave the theater thinking I should be using my magical abilities outside of this theater for other purposes.
Sure.
And then other people don't share your sensibility.
That's for sure.
And then those acts tend to be the more popular mentalism acts.
That's for sure.
And then seeing one of those acts, what I get mad at is the sense of heightening. So if you have infinite mental powers, if I could picture, if I could peg a random image that you're having in your head, the fact that I'm doing any trick after that is ridiculous.
Right.
That later on I can figure out which celebrity you picked from a series of pictures is not nearly as impressive as knowing a random image in a random person's skull.
There was a magician, and some of you will know who I'm talking about, who opened a show by any named card anywhere, right? And then did another hour of card tricks after he had done the ultimate card trick, right? You name a card, oh, here it is, right? That, if you can do that, you can do any card trick there is.
Yeah.
Exactly.
Yeah. That's it. So I'm like, okay, if you want me to give you credit for infinite powers, now I'm just upset with you from a theatrical standpoint.
Sure.
Just build it properly, That kind of a thing.
If you can actually read minds,
Yeah.
what are you doing a show for anyway?
Yeah. So
if mind reading were possible, that person would never get on a stage or on TV.
Yeah.
They would be at the CIA.
Right. Right.
Being paid an infinite amount of money.
Yeah.
And surrounded by whatever they wanted and bodyguards around them all the time.
Yeah. Yeah, exactly. Yeah. It can't be stolen by other countries.
Yeah.
Yeah. So that's where my pet peeve engine kicks in at those things.
There's a lot of pet peeve engines.
Can I ask you about alibiing on stage?
Yeah.
Mentalist feeling the need to do that when I don't think they ever need to do that?
What do you mean?
I'm going to read your body language now.
Oh, yeah. It's weird, but that's what you start out with. I have the ability to read minds.
Yeah.
And then everybody yells at you and says you shouldn't be saying there's such thing as ESP because there's not.
Yeah.
Then you start saying, well, I can read body language, or I've studied psychology. And then you end up with this, I use my 5 senses to create the illusion of a 6th. And then the other one that I love is, there's nothing I'm doing here that you couldn't learn with practice, which is a dual reality. Whatever you believe, you still believe.
And my favorite thing about that is you're telling the audience that they're lazy.
Yeah.
That's my favorite element of that. I laugh at that one every time.
Is that a joke you have in your set?
I do have it in my set, yeah. I don't do my short set, but I was trying to find a way to work it into the one I'm doing at Penn and Friends right now. But
I haven't seen you do it. What's
in my longer set, where I go, now remember, I'm not actually psychic. I'm just reading body language and tone. I have the same abilities. I have no special abilities. We all have the same abilities. I simply just practice my abilities. So if you, right now, don't know how to read body language and read minds, then you are lazy and stupid.
That's a great joke. That's a great joke. That's a great joke, yeah.
Because that's really what you're telling everyone. I think it's so funny. Yeah. So I don't know, because in between there is a thing where how much do you give the audience credit?
Mm-hmm.
Because if you leave the theater being like, that was unbelievable, but they go like, it is a stage show. Like, do you give the whole thing credit for being a stage show? Every element of the person's performance for being a stage show.
Well, you've seen Penn and Teller deal with this over the years,
right?
In many, 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 many different ways.
Yeah, I think yes, but you set the pole certainly to the
I set the pole to a level that I can't reach. I sometimes have people believing things that I know are not true, and I work really hard to not.
You changed the scripts you were doing the psychic comedian routine for a while. Mm-hmm. And you changed that script completely.
Yes.
Because it's based on Emily singing it and believing an element of it, right?
Yeah.
And it was that very element that we're talking about, right?
Yep,
that you said you were reading body language.
Yeah.
And you got mad and rewrote it.
Yep.
So what was your rewrite on it?
I now say I also there was memorization or something. And I do all that out.
Yeah.
And I do it all in the negative. This isn't true. This isn't true. This isn't true. This isn't true.
Yeah.
But then I switch it. So I say, but imagine this information were not a joke. Imagine this information were actually something about the death of a relative.
Yeah.
Then you can see how painful this will be.
Yeah.
So I never give a magic wand. I never give a way that I'm doing it.
You just are closing doors.
Yeah. I close doors without having any way out, which probably, violates theatrical principles, but the bit plays.
Yeah, it plays great.
But I'd rather violate theatrical principles than moral principles.
Right. And I think in that is just like right now you just said a method to me that I was like, oh, that's something I got to keep in mind. Because I sometimes hate, I'll do it only if I'm joking when I do those lines. Mm-hmm. But I hate if I feel like I'm really doing those lines.
Yeah.
And I don't want to use janky logic for that.
Yeah.
So how long did it take before you dropped alibis altogether and switched over to the lie you tell yourself?
Years and years. Although it goes back and forth, Alibi is an odd word to use there. It's a magic wand, really, you're talking about. Is there something we can give the audience to believe is powerful?
The distinction that I'm making there is that sometimes the alibi is there without the magic wand. You read the body language without saying that you're reading the body language. Some guys do that.
No, they don't. You really think so?
Yeah, Darren will just say, I'm going to read your body language now, and then do the performance reading the body language. I think if he just drops that line altogether, it entirely becomes a lie you tell yourself.
Is one of his methods body language?
No.
Okay, that's what I'm talking about. You think you can not say it, people still believe it.
Yeah.
So the morality is still the same.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's a tough thing. It's really tough. It may be that most mentalism sucks. That may be all it is.
There are people that will simply believe no matter what. Like, people saw my opening act on the road, and I had like family in the audience. And people are like, "Oh my gosh," like, I can't believe that. Like, and I was like, I don't sell that I have magical powers at all.
Right.
Mine is very much a comedic performance from start to finish, and people just believe.
Yeah, I mean, there's a certain point you have to give up.
Yeah.
A certain point you have to give up when you've told them and you've been honest about it.
Yeah.
I remember a famous rock and roll star and his equally famous rock and roll star wife.
Yeah.
Had just gotten together.
Yeah.
And I was friends with them. And another magician, everybody has to be nameless in this, right?
Yeah.
A magician that I knew who was very, very good. We were out, the four of us, or maybe there were more people there too, out to dinner. And I said, after dinner, why don't you do a trick for this famous rock star and his famous rock star wife? And he said, sure. And he did a phenomenal trick. And the wife turned to famous rock star husband and said, that's what I was talking about. He's actually using to do this card trick. He's using some mind reading stuff. He's actually able to pick up what's here in the room from what we're thinking and feeling. And he said, no, that's not true. It's a trick. And she said, it's impossible for it to be a trick. You're actually using these techniques and you're passing it off as sleight of hand, but it's not. And I entered into the conversation, wait a minute, he's really good, but I know what he's doing. And I saw every move. And there was nothing even slightly that fooled me and nothing supernatural. It just lays out. And she said, well, no, that's not true. I happen to know how he did that. And that's not the way he did it. You're just fooled into thinking it's sleight of hand, but it's not. There's actually ESP involved here.
Oh.
And I said, well, no, there isn't. And then the famous rock star took me aside and said, don't you be insulting my wife like that.
Oh.
You don't tell her she's wrong about this stuff. I said, well, there is information that I have.
That
it
was
was
crazy.
Very uncomfortable.
That's very uncomfortable.
Very uncomfortable. Horrible.
Oh.
Horrible.
I can't imagine. I told you I did the stupid lie detector card trick.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
I do it for PIF private parties.
Yeah.
And I had a guy go like, "Oh, I actually teach behavioral psychology at my high school. Could you teach me the techniques you're using for that?" And I felt brokenhearted then. Like just in that moment, I was like, "Oh, buddy. Oh man. Oh,
yeah.
I'm performing, pal. This is a magic trick. That's the whole reason why you're in this theater."
And I guess that's why it fades away. I mean, was there a time when you vanished a coin and people went, he's dematerializing it? Was there a time of that? Or has it always been this break in mentalism? Do you have any idea?
Well, there has to be a time for that. We've seen the videos of various monkeys being fooled with those kind of vanishes, right?
Mm-hmm. Yes.
So
at some point we were those monkeys.
yeah.
Mm-hmm. Wow. It's really, really weird. Maybe we should all quit magic. It's just too creepy.
It's just wrong.
Let's change the subject.
As someone who's invested so much more time than you guys in this, I don't know if I could. Oh, I'm kidding.
Now, Matt Donnelly, do you have stories to tell us?
Yeah, so for the second time, I was targeted at a playground and tried to be roped into a pyramid scheme.
What type of pyramid scheme?
I don't know.
Okay.
Because I'm so used to it. Before this playground thing, many times struggling for work, I've been invited to many multi-level marketing situations.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
How do they know about you? Who is this, a friend?
It's either a friend or a friend of a friend, yeah. And then also just groups of struggling actors. It's a very fine place to infiltrate people who are, both need work, possibly underachieving for their intelligence, and have an entrepreneurial spirit. Like, as you...
that was the, when we did bullshit on pyramid schemes, which couldn't be called pyramid schemes.
I love that episode.
We couldn't call it that, so we did it in front of a pyramid green screen. Hi, here we are in Egypt to talk about multi-level marketing. That was, and this is so strange. People ask us. We did chiropractic.
Yeah.
We did really unpleasant ones. We did anti-vax people.
Yeah.
And still, people that worked on bullshit, the one that seemed to bother people the most, the workers.
Yeah.
Was the multi-level marketing one. Because we saw people, it was during economic downturn.
Yeah.
And we had video of hardworking, honest, good people who had their basement full of stuff they couldn't sell because they weren't willing to rip off their friends and had put the last little bit of savings they had into it and were destroyed by it.
Yeah.
And usually you're able to tell yourself, it's not true, but you're able to tell yourself there's some culpability to the victims.
Yeah.
We're always trying to do that, right? Every time someone gets mugged, you're trying to find out what they did stupid so it won't happen to you.
The classic, what was she wearing?
Yeah, it's never true. It's never true. But you always blame the victim in some way. But on this, it was just brutal. Yeah. So when you get invited to these things, is it horrible? See, people, I'm immune to this because I've done enough public stuff that no one's going to ask me.
No, and you've also experienced success at an age where, you won't be lured into, and as someone who's been roped in hardcore to them before.
Roped into what?
Roped in hardcore, where I went to meetings and was going to try to get on board or whatever, and went right up to the point where I was about to write a check or something where I realized, wait, I don't know anything about what's going on here. I know the techniques are similar to, CON stands for confidence, right? Mm-hmm. Like the questions are all about you for the first half hour of a job interview, and then all of a sudden it all ends up with you feeling flattered, like that kind of stuff. And so the very last time was when I was trying to, I worked with business improvisations. I worked with a couple of companies, and I was a stay-at-home dad while my wife was going back to Jersey Boys. I was trying to get work. So I started trying to put together a consultant resume to try to do business consulting. And that word consultant ended up getting me traction to like a lot of different paths or whatever. So a lot of people started reaching out, and almost all of them ended up being multi-level marketing situations online. And I was a woman on the playground, and all of a sudden she started saying like, hey, we're actually doing consultant work also.
Is this someone you know at any?
No. Well, the first situation, the first playground situation number one, I didn't know the person. We both were just talking, looking at our children play and talking. But all of a sudden, the conversation turned to me, and at the time I was vulnerable, so I took all the attention I got for those 20 minutes of just asking me and getting complimented for being intelligent, talented, that kind of stuff.
Usually, when all those playground conversations happen with me, the first 3 question answers, I would say something crazy enough they'd stop talking to me.
Right.
And then I have to think back of I guess you weren't talking about squirrels.
Yeah.
Go ahead.
And so it was like, hey, we're actually on a fast path to retirement. We knew this, we were taught the ways of managing money from this other couple that retired so young, and we're so grateful. Maybe we could meet them. And I go like, oh, okay, well, maybe I could meet them, right? Okay, well, why don't we meet with my husband first? We'll go out for coffee with my husband, and we'll have a chat before we go meet this other couple that has all the secrets, right? And that was when I met this couple for coffee, and this was tough because I really wanted to get a job, and I was really embarrassed that my wife was the only one making money for the fam. And as soon as I sat down, they started saying things like, do you want to work for your money? Do you want your money to work for you? And as soon as I started hearing these things, I've been a part of so many other meetings like this. As soon as I heard a couple of buzz sentences like that, I was like, oh no. Like just asking my wife to watch the kids so that I could go to this meeting, I was now going to come home embarrassed, So that was the last time I got even close to wrapped up in something like that.
I'll tell you, even though I'm not in their target thing,
Yeah.
that idea that other people are doing smart things with their money and you should be too.
Yes.
It's that idea that maybe I should be buying real estate.
Yeah.
Maybe that'll go up, and it's just crazy thinking.
And it strikes at attention, right? When you meet successful people, they'll say things like, money is just an idea, And when you talk to people who are of certain tiers of wealth, they all hang out with people who are in the tiers of wealth. Everything feels like a club. So you very much, when you're not affluent, you very much feel like you're uninvited to a party in day-to-day life. So when someone tells you, hey, these people can get you into this party, that's what it really feels like. And that's what kind of ropes you in, right? So I'm on the playground yesterday after my kid's basketball game across the street from where my kid was playing basketball. And a woman comes to me, she recognizes my kid, and her child goes to school with my child. And she's talking to me, but she takes a real interest in what's going on with me. And I literally have the sensors now. I go like, oh, this is funny. I mean, I know this woman. We've seen each other drop our kids to school, but it sounds like, but I'm getting these tingling feelings of like I'm being sized up here for a multi-level marketing situation.
You were bitten by a radioactive multivitamin.
Yeah, exactly. And do you know that the multivitamins are an $80 billion industry? Oh, so so we just get to talking, and I kind of just keep chatting, and I try to turn the conversation back to her to make sure that I'm not doing the thing where I'm taking attention or whatever. And all of a sudden she goes, yeah, I mean, it'd be tougher to stay in Vegas, except, luckily we met this couple, this retired couple, a guy who, retired at 34, his wife retired at 38. And, they simply are just, they're past the whole job thing. They're over the whole job thing. And I literally don't even turn to her. I just keep looking out at the playground and just pretend like that doesn't, that sentence didn't fly. Just let the silence just stay awkward. I just stay there looking at our children, and I just let the silence sit until she says another sentence. And then she does, and she kind of gets in, she kind of lets it go. And then after like a couple of exchanges about like, oh yeah, my kids play this, my kids play that. And you go, yeah. I mean, if I didn't know what I know now, life would be different for us for sure.
But it's also terrifying because those people could very likely have a lot of money tied up.
I know.
And they are now desperate to be able to move to the next level.
Yes.
Oh, I'll tell you, if you watch Bullshit, which is available everywhere, and you see the multi-level marketing show, it's heartbreaking.
Yeah.
Teller and I were working in a coffee place, which we always do. Not always, but we tend to work in coffee places. So we sit over there, and we were aware that at another table there was multi-level marketing hype going on.
Yeah.
And Teller and I had this horrible thing of, can we go over and just tell her, what do you do? And
that's it. Like, this woman drops off her kid every day, and I see her when we pick up my kid every day. And like, do I want to keep it polite? Do I want to be like, I think you're the victim of something? And if so, is it going to be like the conversation you have with your friend's wife? Like, will it just backfire?
Yeah.
And are her children and my children get along?
Yeah. And
it's like, but like, you could be spending your life savings right now on the scam.
Could have spent.
I
mean, it's also the question of tense is important there.
Yeah. Really awkward.
Horrible.
And it must.
And some of the stuff that there are some rich people who believed that stuff and it worked for them.
Right.
That
they found the proper personality traits that other people buy in a way that.
Or they also happen to get lucky.
Right.
You know what I mean? It's just, there's all sorts of people who have brands that took off, influencers.
Yeah.
People making, $8 million on YouTube.
Yeah.
Let's get on something much happier. Dice stacking.
I was very surprised. Same playground. Before this woman showed up, I was with my friend Jason and his two kids. We were all kids playing at the playground. And he says to me, and he goes, I took one kid to the bathroom, came back from the bathroom, and he's looking at videos on his phone. I said, what are you looking at? He goes, my Max's son. He goes, really into dice stacking right now. And my ears perked up. I said, what? So he looked at me surprised at my reaction. I go, Penn loves dice stacking.
Love it.
Loves dice stacking. And he goes, it's really popular with kids now. Because there's all these YouTube videos or whatever. And I said, no, people do them as magic tricks. And all of a sudden he went on a YouTube rabbit hole of people who do magic tricks as dice stacking. He's like, I'm going to my son. But apparently, I guess his son's like 8. I guess a bunch of 8-year-olds are really... He said that the house is just constant racket of him attempting different dice stacks all the time.
Oh, that's so great.
And the market of rounded edge dice versus straight edge dice. And you got to get the right proper dice to do tricks. And then it's a big show off to do with different types of shaved dice and things like that.
Oh, so good. I bought Eddie Fechter's book on dice stacking. I got a cup, I got the dice, and I just didn't put enough time in. But in the parallel universe, Penn is the best known dice stacker anywhere.
Yeah.
It's perfect because you can work on it. It's not like juggling. We have to be standing up.
Yeah. We had a dice stacker on Fool Us, and he was an expat living, I think, in Japan.
Yeah.
And I didn't know about your passion for it, and I was so surprised. The happiest I've ever seen you on that show was when he finished doing his dice stacking routine.
Oh, very happy. Very happy. You could please be trouble wit and dice stacking. that act, boy, I would fall around the Grateful Dead. These two guys, one does trouble wit, one does dice stacking. Wah! I'll cancel everything.
I'll sell burritos out of my trunk.
So, ready, Rich?
Yes.
You have more information on 4DK?
So I went to see It Chapter 2.
Because now, since 40K...
40X.
40X, sorry. 40X is the crazy theater stuff where they wiggle your seat, spray water on you, rotate stuff.
Oh, yeah.
And I saw...
Multi-sense.
I saw Avengers Endgame in 40.
And we did a segment on it.
And watched my mother-in-law get sick. Right. And you kind of got enthralled.
Yeah, I just love the idea of a technician showing off his stuff, showing off his record collection to some other director's amazing film. So I've been going to all of them.
How many are there?
Well, there's
one theater.
Red Rock has one here, and they're doing one every week. So they've always got something playing. And I don't know if they do it, I haven't asked yet, if they do it in-house or if it's...
Oh, it might be in-house?
I think it might be in-house. Because they have something available every week, and it doesn't seem like enough companies would want that. To have, you know...
So you think they're just doing this?
Yeah, I think so.
Oh, that's crazy.
Oh, that's...
Because directors would hate that.
Oh, that's so great. I'd never even considered that. My whole world is changing.
Was it Landis who yelled at you for watching his movie on your phone?
Yes. Very upset. Oh, and Woody Allen with the colorization.
Yeah.
4DX Manhattan. Woody Allen's Manhattan as you've never seen it before. During the wet kiss with Marielle Hemingway, water sprays in your face. When Woody Allen's getting queasy, your ass wiggles around. Oh. Well, if they're doing it in-house, we need to be programming. We need to sit with them and say, special Penn 4DX version.
Yeah.
Custom 40Xs.
Yeah. Wow. Well, go on. I'm in my own world. Go on.
You've just opened up your own 40X theater. If you knew it was dealer's choice on the effects, you would be all over it.
Well, yeah, I would say this is feature, not bug.
So the first one I saw after you did the segment on it was Spider-Man Far From Home.
Yep.
Which opens, have you seen that film?
Yes.
So it opens with this water monster.
Right.
For several minutes, there's a big battle with this water monster. And the guy selling me my popcorn did not tell me that scene was coming up.
Popcorn soaked?
So I had a tub of popcorn that was just worthless the rest of the film.
Is that really true?
It's really true.
Put that much water on you?
Yeah. And I'm like covering it up with my arms. No good.
There's a button.
Significant money.
Yeah, but I didn't know that. It was my first one.
But, you know, the problem with it, of course, we talked about this, is that you don't know where the point of view is.
Yeah.
So the camera moves. And so that was Spiderman.
Yeah. I saw the recent Star Wars recently, and the perspective is on somebody who's having a fight, right? And then another guy gets shot by somebody else in the corner of the screen and falls down the stairs, and they do the thing where they're bumping you in the back, poking you in the back. Like, now I'm this guy over here, that I barely see, falling down the stair. What's going on?
Reddy Rich is the perfect reporter for this.
Perfect. We need to have just our whole segment of Reddy Rich reports on 40X.
So now I'm the guy in the back corner.
But the one that I thought you would love was It Chapter 2.
Yeah.
There's this problem by era with horror direction that you always have to walk a line of exaggerating but not going too far, because then it becomes comedic.
Right.
And it's no longer scary. And the guy who's programming 40X is not aware of that problem at all.
Because think of it from the other perspective. What a burden it would be to finish editing your big film and then be like, okay, but now let's meet and go over the 40X track.
Yeah, where you wiggle your ass and spray water.
Yeah. And imagine asking like
I've just finished
directors.
1917 about my grandfather's experiences in World War I, and now you want to wiggle people's asses and spray water?
Yes, but I need your help as to when. You see 1917? Yeah, oh yeah, at 40X.
So they have the smell of rotting corpses get sprayed at you too.
Yeah.
It has to be in-house.
Can't be in-house.
Whose job is it then?
I mean, it must be that there's a 40X company that's doing it, right?
Right.
It's not like Red Rock.
But
It's not like the guy's not in Vegas.
I don't know. I'm going to ask. I'll ask it the next one.
If the guy's in Vegas, we're getting him on.
Okay.
Oh yes.
Oh, yeah,
Yes.
getting him on.
Yeah.
There's no doubt about it.
'Cause if he has-
put aside 5 weeks.
If he has any template or rules of approach, I want to know.
We want to know everything.
Yeah. But you know what? The difference between the guy in Vegas and the guy who runs 40X, say,
Yeah.
what's his background? Like, who's in charge of making these decisions? I never thought about it.
Well, it's an Asian technology. The alternate explanation is that it's a guy in Korea
Yeah.
who might not even speak the language of the film.
We still want him on.
Oh man.
Oh, I really hope it's in-house.
So what did they do in It Chapter 2?
Well, it's not what they did. It's just that the effect of exaggerating what's going on the screen just naturally takes it to the comedic level. So it's already, that film's already a chore.
So-
it's like a 3-hour film to begin with.
And it's on a razor's edge from comedic to scary.
Right.
So just a little wiggle in your ass and you're giggling.
Yeah. So it becomes 2.5 hours of Large Marge from Pee-wee's Big Adventure.
Laughter is a release of tension.
And when your ass is wiggling.
Yeah.
So it's like when someone moves like that's heavy and stuff.
So I'm aware I'm supposed to be afraid of the dancing clown, but I'm not.
I want so badly, if that technology is available, the special Penn Sunday School edition 40X. What's the exact right movie to do? The exact right movie right now that's
Oh, the movies that are out now?
yeah, that would be the most inappropriate to do 40X with.
1917's got to be up there.
But that still has motion and action in it.
Yeah.
Like if we were doing it 35 years ago, My Dinner with Andre.
Oh, yeah, I was going to say, or like Greta Gerwig's Little Women's out now.
Yeah. That's it. Penn Jillette's 40X of Little Women.
I love it. Water spraying on kissing. It's really changes it.
What's the Brando movie that you love? The French one?
Last Tango?
Yeah.
Oh my goodness. Butter. Get the butter. Whoa. There's just endless possibilities.
It's specific vibrations in the chair, right?
what are all the stuff?
Yeah.
So they have strobe lights in the ceiling.
Okay.
They have water misters in the ceiling. They stay on no matter if you push the button or not.
Right.
They have a water that sprays you in the front.
Yeah.
Directly in your seat.
The whole bench of seats is on a gimbal.
Yeah.
So you're sharing a gimbal with 4 people.
Okay.
You've got the things poking you in the back. You've got things whipping you at the ankles, which I don't think you had in yours.
I don't know.
The horror movies, they use that one a lot.
Yeah.
So they're grabbing you at the ankles with the little whip things. Did I forget anything?
Crazy.
Oh, they have another set of blowers in the back.
Okay.
So right below your ear.
But you also have stuff that massages your ass, don't you? Or is that just the gimbal?
I was counting that in the stuff that pokes you in the back.
Yeah.
Yeah, same thing.
This is like 4 effects that you just watch a 2-hour movie and just figure out which of the 4.
And any excuse is good.
Yeah, of course.
But also, this is a wonderful place for improv.
Yeah, just to be able to have the action.
Hi, I'm Matt Donnelly.
Yeah.
The movie you're about to see, I haven't seen either. But I have here my laptop, and I have control over all your seats and what's doing. So let's just go with it, okay?
Yeah.
Find out what we're going to be doing. Country music. Penn Jillette's Ken Burns' country music. Boy, Johnny Cash sure spits a lot when he sings.
It really did feel like he cut off a piece of my ear.
You know, when Dolly Parton's tits shake, the whole theater moves. when George Jones is going into the DTs, I really felt it.
Hi, this is Ben Gillette. I heard too many critical pans of Ken Burns' country music documentary. I'm going to right that wrong. I invite you to my 40X experience of his doc. I'm going to fix
I had never realized He Stopped Loving Her Today was a song about death until I smelled that. Terrible smell.
You know, I continuously poked in the butt while Johnny Cash was performing in San Quentin.
Yeah. I was nervous.
Just too great. Too great. Oh, it has to be in-house now. You're wrong, but I don't want you to be. Oh, God damn.
Not since we thought Donny Osmond's organs were reversed in his body, and we wanted something as badly as the 40X to be done in-house.
An idea is forming now
Yeah.
of we shoot you doing Trouble Wit as a short film. And while you're doing the Trouble Wit,
You did 40X?
40X. People are so this is a bird bath splash. Oh.
And if anyone says the word origami, you're out. You're kicked out. This is Trouble Wit. This is not origami.
We got to think of the movie, though, that's just serious talking head interviews.
Yeah.
What is it? Is it the Project? Is that the one that's on about Gitmo? No, that would have. What is a movie that's just
You need like a courtroom drama or something.
Yeah.
There's a lot of interrogating and stuff.
Yeah, courtroom drama. That is. We really want to put it. What would be the most inappropriate Showa? Right, just the interviews of people from Auschwitz. just talking head interviews.
Yeah.
Oh,
Mr. Rogers?
Mr.
Oh.
There you go.
Yeah, Beautiful Day in the Neighborhood.
Yeah,
Yeah.
that's the one. The special 40X.
That's what I'm wondering, because like we know owners of movie theaters in town.
You do.
So like, and if they have these theaters, like, are you allowed to just be like, hey, can you show that film in this theater?
Or maybe we just take the track from Spider-Man
Yeah, just play it.
and just play that track
Yeah,
with another movie.
Like Dark Side of the Moon and Wizard of Oz. Let's just let it ride.
Yeah, see what happens.
Like, clearly this was meant for 40X. Otherwise, the Water Splash wouldn't have been here at this moment.
Or we just get a program, get Perry to say, give us a random generator
Yeah.
for 40X. We'll play every movie with this. Another good idea.
That's another good idea. 40X movie outings. Inappropriate 40X movie outings is great.
Welcome to another episode of Inappropriate 40X. We should start a special Inappropriate 40X. If we did a midnight show, like Friday nights at the Red Rock, where we get there with microphones,
Yeah.
we comment on the movie and run the 40X while we're doing it. This is the genius idea. We would fill it up every week.
I think so.
People would fly in for it.
I think they would.
Now this week, Matt's got the gimbal. I want to warn you about this in advance.
Yeah.
Ready Rich has got the sprayer.
So a reminder, the button only works for the one in front of you. The one from above still works.
By the way, all those buttons have been neutralized. They don't work. You're going to get sprayed. We want you to get sprayed.
Wow, that'd be fun.
You're going to find this information out?
I will.
Maybe as we're talking, someone was finding this information out for us.
Not yet.
Not yet.
Now, during the last segment on this, you mentioned the ad, the demo at the front that blows everything out.
Yeah.
Did you notice the end
No.
of that, where the narrative is about
Motorcycle.
thing, right? And the end of it shows the audience all doing this.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah. It didn't register with me the first time I saw it that nobody's doing this.
Nobody's doing that.
Nobody's playing along. We're all just sitting there.
We have. I'm just looking over your computer at the chat. Someone said Frost Nixon.
Oh, yes. Frost Nixon. Frost Nixon. Yes. Frost Nixon. Now, in 40X, Frost Nixon like you've never seen it before. I'm not crook.
Just whenever he spits when he talks.
Sock it to me.
Oh, this is too good. Too good.
I want to go. We got to go. You've never been to one, right?
Never.
So we'll get the families together. We'll bring the children.
Oh, yeah.
Pretend that's why we're doing it.
Yeah, but we're secretly just doing research.
Yeah.
Like, I don't know why, but I went to movies with Dad. They had like a 40-minute Q&A with the manager of the theater after.
I mean, it might just be joysticks, right?
Like a one pass.
Oh, man. So good. I got nothing else to think about. Whoa. Oh, now, you said there's another clown nose story, right?
Someone sent it to us, besides the one that you already sent around?
Yeah, there's another one. He's going to pull up right now. But we covered almost everything on my list here. So
Yeah.
Did you try the groats?
I haven't tried groats yet because Godot bought them for me, but then he didn't come here today.
Well, Godot is not reliable.
Well, I'll have to go get. I guess they have them at Whole Foods and stuff. I should just go get my own.
No, yeah, the groats is a complicated thing. Godot will come through.
Yeah.
It's just, you can never tell when.
Yeah. So I'll go get on there right there. And then, but I guess because we are online, we can't. I was going to say, because this is Wednesday's episode, we could talk about what you're doing at Max Roast, but I guess we can't because we're online, right?
Yeah, we'll do it.
Yeah.
We'll talk about that.
But Matt King is being roasted tomorrow, and you are participating in this roast.
So are you.
And yeah.
You're writing stuff.
Yeah.
But I don't know how it'll go. Maybe people just think I'm crazy. Maybe they are.
Will they change their perception of you? Or will it just confirm
What do you got
their
there,
perception of you?
This is from Paul Matz. In 1991, I needed a picture for my MCAT test application for medical school. I didn't have anything formal and I was a bit of a wise ass, so I used my most recent picture from my birthday a few weeks prior. In the picture, I was sitting in a chair with 3 birthday presents: a winter hat, a bouquet of flowers in one hand, and a bottle of rum in the other, wearing a big smile. On test day, I got in line to check in and gave the woman my name. As she put her head down to look through the papers to find my application, I reached into my backpack and put on the hat, grabbed the bottle of rum and the bouquet of flowers, and held them up smiling. She found my paper, looked quizzically at the picture, then looked up to see me. I got a smile and she weighed me in. It only occurred to me later that they might have objected to me, underage no less, bringing a bottle of liquor to a standardized test. I guess times were different then.
Times sure were different then.
You could bring rum to a MCAT test.
Medical test.
Yeah.
Entirely appropriate, I think.
Okay, well, you got anything coming up, Matt? You want to talk about?
I'll be at Mystique Dining February 4th through February.
Yeah. Where is that?
That is in Folsom, California, just outside Sacramento.
Uh-huh.
I will be, I'll be doing 6 shows there from February 4th through February 9th.
And if you're around Sacramento, how would you find out about this?
Just go to mystiquedining.com. There's 2 locations.
Spell that.
MYSTIQUEDINING. Mystique Dining.
And you'll see Matt Donnelly.
Yeah.
And how many people in the audience?
I think it's only like 18 or something like that.
Oh, Jiminy.
It's like a weird, like designed magic room for like it's a fancy dinner and then a 45-minute magic show.
Oh, that's nice.
Yeah, it's a totally different experience. But I was a listener of this program and offered it to me, and I just thought it'd be great to check that out.
Oh, be the person that owns it is?
Yeah.
Oh, good.
Yeah.
Good.
So I was very excited.
And what you did like 6 nights in a row?
Yeah, I do. Or it's like 5. I do 2 shows on the weekends.
I see.
Yeah.
So it's 1 week. Who else has done it? Anybody you know?
Oh, a bunch of people actually. Paul Vihill's done it a bunch of times.
Really?
Ramon, what's his name? What's his first name? Has done it a bunch. Yeah, a lot of great magicians have done it.
Cool.
Which I was excited to be including. I didn't get guilted you guilted Chicago Magic Lounge to hire me, which is happening.
Is it really?
Yeah. I'll be in there May 14th, 15th, and 16th. But they just offered this to me on my own, so I was very excited. These were the gigs that popped up after Fool Us. So
good.
I'm doing a week there, and then I'm doing a week in their Salt Lake City location in April.
Oh, good. Congratulations. Congratulations.
Yeah. I'm very excited about it.
Got anything else ready, Rich?
Nope.
That was Penn Sunday School. Oh, yeah. See, she did it.
She nailed it.
Cha-cha-cha.
Was that the 2 button?
You become naked. No, we didn't even consider Penn Sunday School 40X.
40X.
Yeah, we could just control it, sit there and do it live.
Oh.
I gotta talk to Glenn. How great would that be?
We're the only ones doing 40X live podcasting.
Live 40X.
Oh, that's a good idea.
The platform with the mics in the front.
Yeah.
And then, and you know I love you, and it goes at your feet, and water sprays to your face.
Yeah, we need some like storytelling challenge. We need to be challenged for stories ahead of time.
Yeah.
So we're teeing up a couple of stories.
Oh, that's a good idea.
Yeah.
Ready, get on this.